Hi, this is Ana-Christina sharing tools of hope with the Resilience Builders. Let's talk about anger. So many times people identify anger as a primary emotion. What I believe is that anger is a secondary emotion. Anger is a great protector. Anger is great to get you to move out of places that you don't need to be in. Anger feels kind of good because you can just kind of let some steam out, right? Let some steam out and get some pressure off. Let me put it that way. But the thing is, when you really think about it, anger is a secondary emotion. Let's consider this. How about when you have a loved one that doesn't show up when they were supposed to show up, and they're actually really quite late? I don't know about you, but have you ever had that situation where you love them, you're kind of concerned, you might be tipping into worry, sometimes you might be tipping into panic. But the bottom line is, have you ever had the situation where you were actually worried for them, and yet when you actually thought about it, you felt some anger? You felt some anger come up. I'm not sure if this has ever happened to you, but sometimes my sons would come home late. I was a single mom with 3 children for a long time. And sometimes they would come home late, even though I was actually worried about them. That was actually the core emotion. What showed was anger. What in the blank? Where were you? Why didn't you call? You were supposed to be home, an hour ago, 2 hours ago, whatever. And the anger flared out. The anger came out. The core emotion, though, in fact, was fear. The core emotion can be sadness. The core emotion, when somebody just totally rakes you over the coals and leaves you, maybe isn't necessarily anger. It feels like anger sometimes, but maybe the anger is covering sadness. Maybe the anger is covering regret. Maybe the anger is covering rejection. Maybe the anger is covering abandonment. See how this works? So here's how we can use that anger, right? Is we can turn that anger inside out. We can turn that anger inside out to lower the stress level. How do we do that? To take a moment, take a breath, use your instant resets, and turn the anger inside out and ask the core question. What's really going on here? What am I actually feeling? Knowing that anger is a secondary emotion, not a primary emotion. It's a secondary emotion. It's a good protector because you can put your walls up all day long with anger. But what's really the core emotion underneath that? So for example, when I escaped a really bad domestic violence situation many years ago, I was so angry for so long. The trouble is that built a wall. I like to think about it like it was hundreds of feet tall and 10 feet thick, the wall that was around me. I didn't trust men. I didn't trust women. I didn't trust anybody. And I was an extraordinarily guarded soul for about 7 years. Was it really anger? It was fear. It was sadness. It was hurt. It was betrayal. It was rejection. It was abandonment. So we get to get aware. We get to get aware. And one of the ways to turn anger inside out is to ask and to discover and uncover and find the core emotion that's underneath that so that you can work with that emotion. Trying to work with anger is like trying to work with greased lightning. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's so hot and it's so protective that what you want to do really is thank it for its protection and say, what's really underneath here? What are we afraid of here? What's going on? Was that helpful? Because you're here, you know that we're going to go at some of these things kind of through the side window. We may not go at it directly. We might go in through the side window. We might come in a different way. And whether we're subtle or direct about it, we're going to deal with some things that can be a little bit hard to deal with sometimes. And anger is one of those. This is Ana-Christina, sharing tools of hope with the Resilience Builders. I'll see you in the next session. Bye.